Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video, I am sharing the top 25 SQL coding questions, which I have seen repeatedly in the real interview. There are from different company. I got all these company like Accenture, Cognizant, Comfort, VARCHAR, Tech Mahindra. So in all this and others, some company also have Amit. All this company I got this top 25 SQL questions which I compiled over here. So if you are able to solve this competently, then you will be definitely ready to crack 85 to 90% of SQL round for whether it's a role of data engineer or data analyst. So what I expect from you to grab a notebook or maybe a SQL editor, and for each question you can solve by your own and practice with me. Okay, so by doing completely everything, all this 25, definitely will be able to sit for SQL coding part, especially in the interview. Okay, let's start with the video. So here I have multiple table as a part of completing this 25 questions. So we have employee table, as you can see there. If I briefly explain what it is having, let me check over here. If you see, we have employee table here. On based on this table, I'll be explaining many number of questions. So if I briefly explain what is this, you can see it's have employee ID, employee name, department ID, manager ID, salary we have for the employee, and what is the hire date for that employee, and what is the job title of that employee. Okay, I believe understanding of the table is bit simple and clear. And we have also some other table like department table, or we have whether also we have sales table, we have order table, we have yeah, we have order table also. Okay, so when the questions will come on based on those table, I'll be coming and explaining the brief idea on those table as well. Okay, let's start with the first questions. The very first one is the find the second high salary. Okay, so this is the very common or repeated questions when you will sit in the SQL interview. You will definitely get, so among five you will definitely get into these kind of questions. So we need to find out, and I believe if you are able to, if you are attending interview, will definitely know how many time it comes. So let's solve this one. So as I shown you, like how the SQL table look like, I mean the employee table look like. So from the employee table we need the second high salary. Okay, so we can do in multiple way. The very first way I've added here using this subquery one, which is nothing but, which is basically checking the max of the salary. If you see, max of the salary is finding from the employee table where the salary is less than the original max. Let's say we have the max of the salary is from here 1,10,000. So which are less than this 1,10,000. From there you bring the max. So that case 1 lakh it will be. That's what I believe. So let's execute this one. If you see 1 lakh it's come. How you understood? Inside query it will give what is the max of the salary, which is 1,10,000, and we are finding the max of salary which is less than the max salary. So basically we are getting the second max. The same thing, if you follow my Python coding question, the same way the code, this logic also we have built there. Okay, let's move to the second question. If you find the second question, it is telling find the third highest salary using the window function. Okay, this is also, again, you repeatedly will get this kind of questions, I'm telling you. So what we are doing over here, we are using the window function dense rank. If I implement this one or execute this one, you can find it, the dense rank number is come. Okay, then what we want, on base of what I'm doing the dense rank, by the way, for entire table I'm ordering based on the salary. Okay, if I open again the what is the employee table, you can see there is a different employee we have or different salary level we have. What we need the third highest salary. Okay, for second highest we have done something like this. So for third highest, what I'm doing, I'm ranking the salary based on the order of the salary. Let's say I'm ordering descending order. So by doing descending order, the very one salary will rank as a 1, See, the highest one became 1, and the below the next one became 2, and the next one become 3. Okay, so what they want? They want the third one. So I need the wherever the third is get indicated, that need to be interested. So this is how the third came. Hope it is clear now. 95. Got it? And I assuming you know what is rank, what is dense rank, and what is row number. Okay, those are something you should know. Okay, you can intern it out and I can explain also, but yeah, I believe you know what is rank, dense rank. Let's move to the third questions. Find the duplicate of a record. Okay, so in an employee table, to get the duplicate, what can be the unique ones? So if you see the unique employee ID can be the unique, right? So what we are doing, we are grouping basically based on the employee ID, and we are checking after grouping on employee ID, is there any count coming more than 1 or not? So if you see, is there any extra or count is coming? See, this is the 5 number employee ID got repeated 2 times. So if I open the original table and show you, employee ID 5 should be entered 2 times. So here is 5 and here is the 5. Raj is entered for 2 times. Okay. So for department 20 and department 30 it is entered 2 times, which is that employee 5. Got it? Now next move to the another questions. That is find the duplicate record. Okay, this is done, right? Now move to the delete the duplicate records. Again, this is something I cannot count how many times I got this kind of questions. So I don't know how can I confess this, but you need to practice it again and again. You accidentally get this kind of question in interview, very sure. Okay. So what is this asking? It's need to delete the duplicate record. You can see over here we found the duplicate record. This is how we found the employee finds the duplicate. To delete it, what we are doing, we are basically creating window of employee ID. If you see, we are partitioning on employee ID and order by employee ID. If you not give order also, yeah, in order to get the fresh one, you are giving order also. And what we are doing, giving a row number, and we are deleting from the CTE with that. If I execute only this, what you can get window wise. If you see, for employee ID 1, the one window created. For 2, one window created. If you see for 5, there is one window created where we have 2 records. So that's why 2 has come. So what we need, whatever the extra got come more than 1, that should get removed. So that is what we are deleting over here. If the CTE or the RN is came more than 1, that means this 2. If it is 3, then 3 also will get deleted from the table. So that's how delete duplicate logic being implemented here. Another question. Employee earning more than their manager. Yeah, this is again, I'm not exaggerating here, but you can ask in the comment section how many people has shown this kind of questions. Okay, many times will get this kind of questions. So I highly recommend to practice this 25 again and again. I'm telling you. Okay, let's go ahead and do this answer. So it's asking how many employee are earning more than their manager. So if you closely observe this table, it have employee table where employee ID detail are there. On top of that, for that employee who is manager. So if you see, there is no manager for that employee. For employee 2, who is the manager? Employee 1, which is nothing but John. For employee 3, who is manager? Employee 5. Who is employee 5? Raj. Got my point? So we need to find all those employees whose salary is more than their manager's salary. So let, for example, 2 is the employee whose name is Sara. Okay, what is his salary? 70,000. Who is the manager of Sara? John. Right? Okay. So as per the table, you understood that in the same table we have employee and manager ID, and we need to join the self join over here, and we need to find the employee who are getting more salary than their manager. Okay, what I have done, if you can see, I am joining the same table to itself. So what I am doing, I am getting some employee name with from employee table and joining same employee table with different alias on which ID? Employee dot first table, which is employee dot manager ID, with employee dot another alias called m of employee id, where employee ka salary which is greater than manager salary. I hope it was clear. If you see Kunal and RK having Kunal and RK are having high salary. So let me open the original one. Whether Kunal and RK are having high salary than manager or not, we'll find out. Okay. Who is RK? See RK. RK salary is 1,10,000. Obviously, it's highest one. His manager is 5, who is nothing but this guy Raj, whose salary is 95,000. Got it. Same way we have Kunal. Kunal is also 1 lakh. 95,000 is lesser than 1 lakh. I hope it was clear. I highly suggest to recheck, solve by yourself, and look at into the answer after that. When you do this alias way only, it's happening. Nothing extra happening with respect to the self join, and this is very important, honestly speaking. Next question is find the employee who joined before their manager. If you solve this question, this is exactly same. Only instead of salary, they are checking joining date or hiring date. That's all. If you see, same has happened. Joining employee with the employee as different name, manager ID and employee ID, where hiring date is different. Employee hiring date which is earlier than the manager hiring date. So if I run this, I can give you idea what the output should look like. See, Lina is a employee who got hired at 2017-9 and whose manager is John, who joined at 2018 after 1 year. Hope it was clear. Got it? Next move. The rolling average. If you would have following my video, you definitely find 2 times I got this rolling average questions. A recent two interview which went in like 1 week before. Same rolling average, and that was all 7 days only. So I am not sure why this is in training, but definitely this is what I got. So if you see, we need to find the rolling average for last 7 days. What I'm doing, first time I'll let you know what is sales table look like. So this is the sales table. If you see sales ID, what is the product and sales date for that product and what was the amount on that product. Okay, let's move. What we need to find, 7-day rolling average. So what I need to do, let's say I'm not doing with the product wise, everything with respect to sales date I want to do. So what I'm doing, I'm checking the average amount window function over what, over directly order by the sales date. I'm not looking with the product wise. Okay, so entire table will be a window for me now. So I'm going with the sales date. Rows between, if you clear on this is what, how it will happen, you know. If I do sales date, then by default it will be rows between unbounded preceding and current row. Okay, unbounded preceding current row means let's say it came into this particular record, then everything above on that record and the current row, that is what unbounded preceding. But what we want 6 preceding and current row. So that means if I want to check what is the moving 7-day average for on this row, then what it will be go, it will go last 6 rows amount, last 6 row amount, which is this amount, and the current row. So all will be the 7. I hope it was clear. Okay, next move to the second question. On the same question, let's say they ask for product wise. The very way I explained with respect to the entire table. Let's say they are asking with the product wise. So one product, so what we can do, partition by product. That's all. Right. Again, after every questions, I'll highly suggest to do by your own first. After that, you can look at our other answer. Okay. And the 8 number question is, what is the running total cell? Again, in this case, if you closely see, it's required unbounded preceding and current row. Total cell. They are not looking for 7-day cell or 3-day cell. Total cell. That means what we need to do, order by, let's say entire table I'm doing, no window with respect to anything. So order by sales date. And here by default, what is this? By default is nothing but unbounded preceding and current row. onboarded proceeding and current row. Okay, here if I'm not writing anything, that means if I run it, how the running sum will come? This is 1700 for this should be 100,000, 1700, then all will get saved. This is 2900. I'm not sure how it came 1000, and this is my I mean the amount will get keep on increasing. I hope you are getting. Okay, let's move to the second questions. Find the top 3 salary per department. Okay, let's say I am showing first the table. So this is the table look like, and we want the top 3 salary per department. Okay, per department top 3 salary. So first of all, department wise window should be there. So if you see department is window weighted, and salary we need to check top 5 salary, right? Top 3 salary. So ordering by salary, and what we are doing, we are getting the row number over here. Then what I'll check if I execute this part, you can see the row number get added over here. I need to filter at top 3. Let's say 4 came, then I need to 4 came now, I need to give the top 3 only, and take from this window I need to give top 3 only. So how this is, if it is less than 4, those you can give. That's how we are able to get using CT. Okay. 10 number questions. Find the department with no employee. Okay, so I'll show the employee and department table both first. This is the employee table look like. Okay, this is the department table. In the department table we have department ID, which is got joined in the employee table with the same department ID. So if you see, we have in the employee table we have all the department except 40 number, which is as marketing. Okay, so we need to find all the employee. That's the question. Find the department. They want this department which is having no employee. Again, this 40 department not in the employee table, that means employee only not there for 40 department. So this is what we need to do. So there are two different ways we can do this using the self join. How we are getting department table, we are joining the department table and the employee table using the left join. So in that case the employee table ID will become null. Okay, if I print these two using the left join, what you can see over here, if you see, the employee table department ID will be null because there is no department ID in the employee table. So when you can filter out, if the employee department ID is null, then give that record. So this record will be able to come. It is pretty simple, by the way. Got it? Now, any other way we can do this? Yes, we can. If you see what we are doing, department table we are checking, everything give from the department, where department ID not in the employee ID, those particular department ID. The same way we can do. Okay, so both the way we can try. Let's move to the another questions. Employee with the same job in multiple department. Okay, now employee with the same job in multiple department. So that's a question. So let me check how the employee table look like. If you see employee name and the same job title in the different department, that is what they want. So what I have done over here, if you see, I'm checking grouping by these two, that employee and the same job role grouping, is there having any distinct department ID with these two group? If it is more than one, if I check till here, see, Raj is having two department name. In the two department, the same role, same name is available. So if I check in the table whether it's true or wrong, Raj is having in the department 20, another place it having at the department 30. That means it's appearing 2 times. So that is what they want. That Raj only they're looking for. So if it is count is more than 1, then that is the answer. Again, we have to practice again and again the same questions. After 2 times of practice, it will be in your mind. Okay. Next question. Find the employee who work in more than one department. Okay. Now employee table again. The employee who work in more than 2 departments. The same, right? The Raj only should come. In the 20 department is there, 30 department is there. So if I see the solution over here, employee ID grouping by this employee ID having distinct group ID. If you see on these questions, they are checking the same employee with the same job role in other department is there or not. But here you are checking if it is different role also fine. But if it is in with different department, so if it is more specific, this is something flexible questions with respect to the condition. Okay, not the questions. If you are understood, it is good. If it is not, you need to practice. You need to sit and read the questions again and again and practice it line by line. Find the total salary per department. Let me print the employee table again. Per department. See, we have department 10, we have department 20. So total salary per department. So we need to window partition by department ID and we need to sum the salary. That's all. If you see, no partition, no order by nothing. We have summed the salary over what? Partition by department ID. We got department wise for 10th department we have 21, 2,10,000 is the average sum total salary. Another, find the highest paid department by total salary. Okay, this question is tricky. We need to find highest paid department. What? We not to find the employee. We need to find the department who is giving highest paid. Okay. So what we need to go over here? We need to do department wise group by. If you see what I'm doing, I'm getting department ID and sum of salary from the employee table, group by department ID, order by this total salary in the descending order. And top one we want, I'm using the top one. If it is Postgres or SQL, MySQL, you can use the limit of one. This is the department ID 20 is something having highest. I hope it was clear. You can see of the questions, you will get idea. Okay. Another question is find the logging day per user, consecutive logging day. Again, this is something the use of leg and lead. So this is the logging table I could not create as a part of this compilation what I was doing. So it was time of interest of time I could not complete with creating another table. But if you are aware of how the leg and the lead work, then you are fine to find this kind of questions. Just we need to use a window function leg and lead. Okay, that means you need to practice this leg and lead how it works. You cannot neglect it. The same way calculate the monthly revenue. Okay, so we have the sales table. If you see every month how much sales has happened, total amount. Okay, so why I'm writing date trunk here, even though it is a SQL server, I mean MS SQL where TSQL work, where date trunk is not the syntax of this one, it's something of Postgres SQL. Reason is I have got this use of date trunk questions more than 2 or 3 times in the recent interview within this 1 month. So I'll highly recommend to understand this. Even I cannot run it, I could do the same with the SQL server with the TSQL syntax, but I did not want. Reason I want to tell you, date trunk is something I'm getting asked multiple times, and you should practice and should know how this works also. Nothing but it's just simply getting month from the particular date and it's ordering with that month only to get the sum of amount. I mean grouping, nothing much. Again, customer related question who did not place. Find the customer who did not place the order. So it's something the same logic what I've added, not in, okay, or left join scenario. Same, if you remember that questions in the above, same thing will happen. Again, I had to create the customer table, I could not. So again, this is what you can solve by your own, I believe. Another is find the employee with maximum tenure. Tenure meaning maximum period of time he is being in that company. Okay, that is what the meaning. So if I print the employee table, which employee from current date, from the joining date, whose length is more. That is what we need. So what we need to do, we need to use the date function to find the date of hiring date and our current date if as a tenor, and let's say top one I'm removing. Okay, every employee, how many number of days they are being there, and I'm ordering with this number with descending to get the very first one. It is pretty simple, nothing else. Top one, let's say I did order, then I'm getting the top one, that's all. No rocket science. Now rank the department by average salary. What does that means? Let me show you. Department wise, rank department by average salary. I need to rank the department, basically, not the employee within the department. I need to rank the department based on the each department what is the average salary they are getting. So if I what I'll do, group by department and what every department wise average salary, then what I'll get, this is the code. If you see, I'm getting department with their average salary by grouping the same department. So you can see every department having the average salary as this one. Okay, now we want to rank this one. Okay, this need to get ranked. So what I can do, I can add another rank command over here, window function, where I can say rank over this average salary. Okay, order by this average salary as a rank from the employee. That's all. This part only I need to add another row, I mean column over there. Remaining I can keep the same as it is. I added this line just to make you guys understand what behind the scene doing. I mean to say, simply we can add this line on top of this, then the answer will come. Okay, if I execute this, another line will come over there which called as a rank. That's all, nothing else. Next one, with the second question. Find the user who purchased same product twice. So if I show you the product table now, let's understand the product table. In the product table, we have the product ID, we have the customer who ordered that product, and we have the product, I mean order ID, customer ID, product ID, and the which order date and the amount on that particular product. Okay, so the question is, we need to find out the user who purchased same product twice. Got it? So customer 1 has ordered the product 10 twice. Makes sense? 3 also ordered 103 for twice. So what we are doing, we are the product and customer way we are creating window first. Okay, is there same customer and the same product window can we create? So if you see this one, we can able to create the window. For one we have okay, let me directly print if there anything. For one I said, right, for one it came 2 times, for 3 it came 2 times. That's why they came for a pair of 2 times. That's all, nothing much. As a group by only happening there. This is some important questions. Find the employee whose salary is less than the department average salary. So let's say we have department 10. For department 10, what is the average of department 10? If I say, how we can find it? By using group of the department. So this is the same thing happening. If you see what I'm doing, grouping by department, average salary for department. This is the department wise average salary. Now the question is, each employee salary, if it is less than the department average salary, then give me that employee name. So what I'm doing, this table and the original table, this table I'm joining. Okay, just self join thing, nothing but self join, and I'm checking that alias e dot salary and alias d dot salary. If it is e dot salary is less, then show me that employee. I'm telling you what you need to do. You need to, I gave the notebook, I'll this employee table you need to create on your editor. then you need to just add these questions and you need to solve by your own. That's all. Whenever you talk, you need to see over here. You cannot see directly. That's all. Another question: find the first and last purchase date for each customer. Okay, this is something with respect to find the date and this one. So if you go through with this, I don't you can see the customer ID. We have customer ID 1, minimum and maximum of a date it will give you, but group by customer ID. Okay, this is some easy one. And if you see, another question is find the rows for two table join, whether it's for left join, right join, full join, or inner join. So this is the questions what I know you will expect out of 5 interview, minimum 3 times in the tree. So I believe this is something you can check in an interview. Just if you do joining one after other, you can get the idea. But there is some shortcut also to explain this. Without I am having table now, it will be difficult, but it is easy one. You should know, by the way, before attending interview, you should know. Another is there will be questions with the case statement, so that's why I added another questions over here. If you see what is this, it's checking every sales table. From the sales table, if the above date, I mean the amount before the sales date and current sales date, if they are greater, then you can add another row called more. If it is less, you can keep it as a less. If it is same, make it same. That's why another column as a trend you create. So that kind of, if you know the syntax, how this works, on top of this you will get some kind of questions. Okay, but you should know the basic this one, and that should be mandatory. Okay. And these are the total 25 questions which I had compiled out of my this recent real interview questions. I highly suggested to practice all these questions again and again. I mean, you can create those table, you can write those questions again and again and solve by your own. And if you are confident on all the questions with those logic, then you will be able to crack at least 85 to 90% of the coding SQL round, basically. Okay, you will definitely confident on this. And mostly I'll be creating another video where I'll be giving my compilation, which I do mostly basis, so that these are basically all the all the possible questions which we can practice to able to handle all type of interview real-time questions with all type of logic. Okay, so I'll be creating a long compiled video where I'll be showing for different questions with which will be covering all the logic which you need to practice on daily basis, at least once in a week, so that those logic will be in our mind thoroughly. It will be okay. So stay tuned. I'll be sharing those video also in coming days, and I'll highly recommend to practice these 25 questions and keep command on these questions in order to enhance or master in the coding part, especially the SQL coding part. Okay, so if you like those compilation, if you like the effort,